Here we're going to run a demonstration now with Xtreme Friction Fighter, motor oil, and #1 seller Lucas. We'll add a little bit of a Castrol edge to the reservoir. 8 times better than Mobil 1, they say on the commercial. We've got a Timken bearing there, and we bring the torque wrench down over the race. We'll add a weight to it. Amperage there was 5 amps with no load on it. Now as we increase this load onto the torque wrench, it's like putting a trailer on your truck. You can hear it start squealing there, around 10 pounds. It's a total of 20 pounds with that weight on the torque wrench. Takes it up to approximately 7 amps with the full weight on it. Now as we increase that load on the torque wrench to 35 pounds, it locks up, and that takes our amperage up to around 8.5 amps on the amp meter. We can turn it off and on, but it won't start with the load on it. As we take a little weight off the torque wrench, it'll start again at about 10 pounds. That's approximately 10 seconds or so on there. You can see the scar is a pretty good size where it's eating it up. We're going to move it around now to another spot on the bearing. And we're going to add the Lucas to it. Full synthetic. And we'll do the test again with the Castrol edge and Lucas together. Start squealing at the same time. About the same amperage, but this time you'll be able to see a little bit of smoke after we've added the Lucas to it. Well, we didn't with the oil. Locks up again, approximately 35 pounds each time. And it won't restart under a load unless we take a little weight off. You can see our scar is virtually the same. We've not helped it at all. Going to move that bearing to a third spot. Take a little bit of oil out because it's over full. Now we're going to add a couple drops of Xtreme Friction Fighter to it. We treat the metal and not the oil. So as we smooth out the surface of the metal right there where it's galled on, and reduce the friction, it reduces the heat and the wear. Now we'll add the weight to it again. Xtreme works with time, temperature, and pressure. One drop is 100% active. Even with the weight on there, you can see the 20 pounds of weight, but we're not using any more power on the motor. It's still at 5 amps, like there's no load at all. As we increase the load down to where the oil was locking up, 35, 40 pounds, our amperage there is still at 5 amps. So it's like there's no load on it at all. Full load on it, dead weight, stopping and starting from a dead stop. Where the oil was locking up at 40 pounds, it starts from a dead load. Now we'll increase the weight 60, 80 pounds. So So as we increase the weight, it would seem it'd be making a bigger scar in it. We even take the reservoir and the oil and all the way now and just run the two bearings together. Xtreme is not a stabilizer, but it does smooth out rough surfaces in the metal, causing your engine to run smoother and be more responsive to the throttle. As we look at this next scar, you're going to see that it's a lot smoother, smaller, and harder because the Xtreme Friction Fighter treats the metal and not the oil.